Hey everybody, it's Jeff Epps with the Great STEM Show, and today I have a treat for you. We are at Cascades here in Wagram, North Carolina, and my special guest today is
Anthony Nessel. Thanks, Jeff, for coming and visiting us today. We really appreciate you being here, learning a little bit about what we got here at Cascades in Wagram. I'm Anthony Nessel, like I said. I'm currently the interim plant manager here. I've been with Cascades over 17 years in various positions in my career. We're glad to answer some questions that you have today.
So Anthony, what do you make here at Cascades?
It's a good question. Cascades in Wagram, we convert paper, jumbo roll paper, into paper towel, bath products. We have both away from home and commercial products. So you'll see some of the products we make in a place like Walmart or Walgreens and a couple other retailers. But we also, most of our products you probably recognize in like the bathroom of a public place, like a hotel or a movie theater or a restaurant, that type of things, like paper towels to dry your hands and jumbo roll toilet paper as well. We start with a jumbo roll, which comes from Rockingham, our facility in Rockingham, North Carolina, and other various suppliers. But it's a jumbo roll, and if we get some footage out on the floor, is exactly that. It's a giant roll of bath or paper towel.
Wow.
Right? And we take it and form it into smaller logs or rolls, and then cut them up into what you're used to in your home or to use at home.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's a neat process. You never think so much goes into a roll of toilet paper. Something we take for granted every day,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Anthony, what are some of the key tasks involved in what you do here at Cascades?
Well, if I follow our process from start to finish, we start with receiving raw materials. I talked a little bit about jumbo rolls from Rockingham. We also have box material wrap used to wrap the products, poly wrap, and just like a paper over wrap. So that's kind of the start of our process, and we have people here who work and transport those materials from the warehouses to the production floor.
Okay.
We take those materials and put them into various places they're used at in the process. Jumbo roll goes on what we call a winder. The winder will actually unwind and rewind into a smaller log, and then it's cut up and basically packaged into the product. We have operators who are really responsible to run the whole line. They have to understand what products we run, how to make adjustments to the machinery to make it run properly, get the right footage, the count, the sheet links, all that stuff they need to be able to produce the product that they're on. Same thing with the helper. Typically they have set up responsibilities for their equipment that they're responsible for to ultimately get it down through the line and into the warehouse.
Now, Anthony, I heard you say some key terms in there. I heard you say length. I heard you say count, and these are all math type functions that have to be done. So, sounds like there's a great deal of math involved in that process.
I think there is definitely. The winders are set up. It's a HMI interface, so the operator can go on there and kind of create the set points to get the result that they want in the product. Net have to understand how to adjust that to get the result they want. We also asked them to do some quality tests on the line, stuff like testing the compression of a roll or how firm a roll is. We have a procedure that they do that you have to do a little math to be able to see if it's firm enough to perform the way it should through the rest of the process.
Wow.
Also doing stuff like sheet counts, measuring perf lengths, checking, quality, stuff like that. It's all very important.
Pay attention in math class. You're going to need it.
Absolutely.
So, Anthony, we were talking about how math is important. Now, in terms of hiring new employees, what are some of the basic skills you need them to have when they walk through the door?
I think it's important to have, a well-rounded individual is important. Having math skills, good communication skills is important. And that's really kind of the framework of a good employee here at Cascades.
Wow. So now, do you look for specific, any other specific skills, such as whether they have some type of mechanical background or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a wide array of different jobs here at Cascades, from utility person usually starting out up to plant manager, with a lot of things in between. We have trade skills are very important in our industry and a lot of manufacturing, I think. And we have millwrights, which are basically mechanical type guys that work on the equipment, get it running, repair and maintenance. This is a key component to a manufacturing process, and without it, we really can be in a tight spot when trying to get this equipment running. Because if it goes down, typically a production guy or operator guy can't repair it.
Right.
So we have to have that special skill set, and having those trade skills, like maintenance or electrical, are very important. All of our equipment runs on PLCs, DCS type framework, where you control everything that the machine does is usually on like a computer screen.
Wow.
So, and how that interfaces with the motors, the servo motors and everything with the equipment, and how it positions and speeds, and it all has to match. Because when you see how something's running 1,600 feet a minute, and how it makes perf and it transfers from one roll to the next and onto the core, it's all very intricate and very detailed, and it requires a really high skilled individual to be able to do those things.
And Anthony, I heard you say PLC, then I heard you say servo motor, and these are key components to automation and robotics that a lot of the students in Richmond County and the students over at RCC, they're learning as well. So if I'm hearing you correctly, a basic understanding of automation and robotics is a real nice to have when you're applying for a job here at Cascades.
Absolutely. Especially if you have aspirations to be in maintenance, and when I say maintenance, I mean mechanical, like on the machinery, right? I mean, anything like that, or E&I, which we call electrical and instrumentation, is a very important component.
All right, so Anthony, I'm a new employee. I've been here a year or two, and I want to go back to school and learn something that's going to really help me on the job, maybe even help me advance on the job. What skills would you recommend for new employees to go and receive to further their education?
Okay. I think a lot of it depends on the individual, what they want to do with their career.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about trade type skills. Certainly, someone comes in who starts out in production and operator may see themselves as being a maintenance type employee who wants to go back and get some of those trade type skills. I think that's certainly something that they could do. If you might get into our workforce here and decide you want to be a supervisor or manager, I know you can pick up skills on how to be a better leader, and those kinds of things are also would be beneficial if that's kind of the career path you want to go.
So Anthony, what I'm hearing you say is, if I wanted to go back and take a class on basic electronics, or maybe even a basic electrical course to get a better understanding of electricity and how it's distributed, or maybe even a basic computer programming class to gain some computer skills, those are some of the skills that you recommend that your employees go after. And then in terms of becoming a supervisor, you can take some leadership courses, or maybe even business administration type courses to help as well.
Absolutely. I think all those could be a tool in an employee's cabinet to, be able to apply themselves and, push themselves to the next level. Because most people don't want to, be the entry level for their whole career. They want to, what's next, right? So those are the kind of things that, it's per individual to me. And I know that there's a lot of opportunity out there at some of the local community colleges that can, give them those skills to, improve themselves.
So bottom line is, once you get the job here, if you want to move up, you're going to have to go back to school and take something.
I think so. I think it definitely will help. A lot of it is experience, right? The longer you're here, you get experience with our processes. You learn a lot of stuff here because we train people on how to use our equipment, how to use our softwares in some cases that's unique to Cascades. But building general skill set, I think, the local community colleges can certainly be, a wealth of knowledge for an individual.
So Anthony, I want you to describe your ideal employee. The ideal employee where you get their application and you look at it and you look at the skills and the things that they have walking through the door and you just go, yes.
Yeah, it's hard to say, because we have a lot of different applicants, but someone who you can see is dedicated to success, and you can a lot of times see that from a resume, not only from their school and, maybe what their GPA is. Sometimes that's an indication, I think, to how committed they are to excelling.
Sure. So Anthony, when you look at a potential employee's application and you see that their hobbies are working on their ATV or working on their car, putting motors together, or maybe even running electrical wires, is that something that makes you really take a look at that applicant versus other applicants?
I think so, yeah. I think that any mechanical aptitude is certainly a benefit here, because when you're an operator, you're kind of on an island, I would say, by yourself, and you're kind of responsible for how that thing runs. And to be able to see a problem and identify what it could be and start that troubleshooting process is really big in your productivity and how effective you can be as an individual. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Troubleshooting skills, folks.
Absolutely.
Troubleshooting skills are a must. Industrial maintenance involves the installation, repair, and maintenance of commercial or industrial machinery in a manufacturing setting. It also involves ensuring that all machines function properly through troubleshooting and preventative maintenance. In some cases, a technician will have to perform tests and operate the machinery to ensure it functions properly. They may also adjust and calibrate equipment and machinery to optimal specifications. Many people think that today's factories are dusty and dirty, but as you can see here at Cascades, this is a modern, clean facility. According to ZipRecruiter, manufacturing maintenance technicians make $46,444 a year. That equates to $3,870 per month, $893 per week, and $22 per hour.
Get a life, nerd.